Sorry.
So, okay, welcome, everyone. We are so excited to have a guest on this morning, a very special guest, Alena LeBlanc. She is a personal stylist here in the San Francisco Bay Area. And I will let her introduce herself in a minute and give just a little more flavor to what she does. But she also does Zoom consultations. So, regardless of where you live, she can absolutely, you can hire her. She can do it, she'll find a way. So, Alena, can you let the audience and our followers know a little bit about yourself and what you do, please?
Yeah, of course. Thank you both for having me. My name is Alena LeBlanc, and I am a personal stylist for female founders and entrepreneurs and help them truly stand out with style. And to me, style is something very personal. It is personal development, and it's about helping people create an intentional, authentic, and aligned style. So I work with clients in person in the Bay Area and LA, and then I work virtually with clients everywhere else.
Fantastic. Yeah. And I'm so excited to have Alena on. Well, let me just give a little backstory. Um, I don't know if anybody knows, but I moved from Chicago to California in October of 2020, like deep in COVID, and was trying to join some networking groups to meet people. And Alena is one of the people in one of my networking groups. And we just, when we meet, I just realized that our styles of coaching and working with clients is so similar. And, one of the things in one of your Instagram posts that I really love is you talked about just fewer rules about,
Mhm.
fewer rules and more personalization for that person. And that's very similar to what we do with our health and nutrition clients. So how did you develop that philosophy? How did you come to work with your clients in that way?
I would say after seeing so many people who don't know what they want and they're just trying to replicate something else that they've seen. And for me, style has always been a way to like experiment and try things yourself to get a better understanding of you and your preferences. But I realized so many people haven't had that opportunity. Like they felt they need to look a certain way, to dress a certain way, or they see someone else doing it, so they think they need to copy it. When instead I'm like, no, it's about digging deeper and figuring out what works for you and what works for your body and celebrating that. And so I think it's just been a process, like, well, starting a business and learning as you continue to grow,
Yeah.
but really understanding that. And it's kind of like, I guess, people following like certain diets when you're like, well, maybe that's not the best option for you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So not following trends and thinking like you have to
Yeah.
do everything that everybody else does. And
Yes.
so how do you work with them for them to develop their style? Like how do they do that? You talk a lot about we want you to feel good in your clothes. We
Mhm.
want you to bring energy into the room and confidence. For somebody who hasn't done that before, how do you get them there?
The first step when I work with someone is more of like a mindset shift, I would say. So it's going through a lot of questions to learn more about them and especially about their lifestyle because you can have amazing clothes, but if it doesn't work with your lifestyle, you're never going to wear them. So understanding the person, their lifestyle, what their goals are, how do they want to show up and feel, I think that's probably the most important question. And it's something small that doesn't take a lot of time, but you're actually bringing intention behind it. So even every day when I'm journaling, I'll be like, oh, my outfit intention, like, how do I want to feel today? How do I want to be perceived today? And that helps guide how you get ready. And it's so for me, it's a lot about helping them understand like your style can like change day to day too. It doesn't have to be the same all the time, but it's understanding and bringing the intention behind it that really changes things.
Okay, yeah, I hear mindset being a really big piece and then just going to a deeper level and setting that intention and really
Yes.
thinking about it. I mean, that's pretty similar to, what we do. We want people to think about, hey, your food doesn't have to look the same every day. If you have an event to go
Yes.
to or a vacation, you're maybe going to have a few more mimosas, right? So, I
Yes.
mean, it's developing that trust in yourself. Like that's something we talk
Yes.
a
That's a
lot
great way to
about.
put it.
So, how do you get people to develop that trust in themselves that they go from not really knowing what their style is,
Mhm.
not knowing how to pick clothes out, and then you're guiding them initially, how do you get them to develop that trust on their own?
So when I work with them, I do have them pull visual inspiration of things that they like. And I'm like, ignore the person in the outfit. And it doesn't have to be the whole look. Like, what do you like about this? They start to notice certain pieces that they like. So I'm like, we can implement this in your style. Maybe it's a color or a texture.
Mhm,
And I always ask people to stay open minded. Like with
mhm,
clients, I'm always like, just try it. Nothing is permanent that we're doing either. Like your style should evolve with you, but just try it. And
mhm.
normally, that's my favorite thing, to be honest. When they're like, oh, I could never wear that. I don't know. I'm like, just put it on. And they
Yeah.
will. And you can totally see everything change where they're like, okay, I look good. I like this. And I think that's the process. Like when I work with clients in longer packages, like 6 months or more, you see them start to build that confidence in their decision making too. And they'll send me photos of outfits that they're wearing and like, what do you
Mhm,
think of this? I'm like, you're doing amazing. And I'm sure you guys experience the same thing with results with clients where
mhm,
they're like creating their own meals or some exercises they're doing themselves where they feel empowered to make better decisions moving forward.
mhm. Yeah, that's great. It's
I am blown away by the parallels right now. Like I'm like I everything you're saying, I'm like, yeah, I say that to my clients, or just yeah, just try it. Like try
right.
this new exercise, or try this new food, or yeah, just give yourself the chance to experience it, and you never
Yes.
know, how it's going to feel on you, right?
Yes.
And now in my, I'm like going back, I'm 42, and I'm like, I have never once in my life thought about clothing that way, like never. And it's
Well,
so
most people
interesting
don't.
to kind of, yeah, I guess so, like to like have that door kind of be opened, and it's like, I mean, I can go back to when I was, I mean, in our all like our awkward teenage years, right? Where like you're trying to find your style, but it's really like, what is everybody else wearing? And I'll just wear that.
Yes.
And it's like, I don't think I've ever really given myself the opportunity to try something that truly feels good to me, right? Or if it did feel good to me, it was like, I was more of a tomboy growing up. So like girls' clothes was like, it just didn't feel right, but it probably just wasn't the right, finding the right thing, which is like, again, I'm
Yeah.
like blown away by how this is, the parallels are insane. That's so cool.
Gwen and
Yeah,
I always talk about that too. We're like, everything we do is so similar.
I know. It's
Hmm.
amazing. Yeah, and even hearing you, like, I'm because I assume you're going in the fitting room or you're outside of the fitting room, and when they come out, because Alina actually goes shopping with them. She'll, like, bring their
Yes.
favorite coffee drink. She'll have things set up in the room. I mean, she is, like, treating them
Oh,
like a queen, and, you have to feel safe, right? Your
Yes.
clients have to feel safe. They have to trust you that they can be themselves, that it can be a little awkward, that maybe one outfit they try on they don't feel good in, and they can say that to you. And then
Yes.
they do, and you're there for encouragement, no matter if they like something or don't. And that's what I hear, is that you're just kind of sitting alongside them. You're there, you're their cheerleader, you're their inspiration, you're encouraging them. And I think one of the things you talked about in an Instagram post that I really liked too was, it's not about being like you either. Yes, you can be a
Yes.
role model in some ways because you are an excellent, I mean, you have amazing style. Which is great, but it's not about just saying, "Oh, I want to buy everything that Alina wears." And
Yeah.
that's not getting them to trusting themselves. And we talk a lot about like creating a new identity, and that people need
Mhm.
to leave pieces of themselves behind that aren't serving them anymore, because they are becoming a new person when they're losing weight, when they're becoming
Oh, yeah.
healthier, when they start to exercise. So what do you do, like, if somebody is afraid to let go of some clothes, let's say they lose weight, and because I know a lot of your clients, that might be when they come to you, they've lost some
Yes.
weight, and what do you say to them when they're trying to make those baggy clothes work that they used to wear?
I see this all the time where people, if they are heavier, they're feeling self-conscious about their body, they're always buying things that are bigger and they think that like wearing something oversized is going to make them look smaller when in reality you're just kind of adding bulkiness. So for me, when I work with everyone, I go through their closet with them. And so it gives me a much better understanding of like who they are, what they're choosing to wear, and also understanding why.
Hmm.
So going through those pieces, it's not just like, oh yeah, like if they have a wardrobe and it's all black, I'm like, okay, why are you wearing black? Is it so you don't have to think about things? Is it so you can hide? Is it so you think that black is chic? What is it? And then
Hmm.
understanding that and going through pieces. And since my background is in fashion design, a lot of the time I'm talking about education in the process. I'm talking about fit, the fabrics, like what can be tweaked. We talk about alterations to some pieces, but a lot of the time there's pieces that I'm like, you don't need to hold on to this anymore. And some people just need permission to let go.
Hmm.
I never force people to get rid of things because I don't think that's my place, but
Hmm.
I just allow them to think about things a different way and to understand, like, is this how we make, I guess I can go back a little bit. We make style words that are an anchor for what we do too. So if it doesn't align with your 5 style words, why are you holding on to it? Is it something sentimental, or you're just holding on to it because you had it and it's more of like a security blanket?
Hmm.
And both are fine. Again, I'm not going to make you get rid of anything, but I don't think that needs to be something that you see in your closet every day, because it's just adding frustration or confusion and taking up space. And I
Hmm.
think that's both energetic and physical. So we can take those pieces and maybe you're putting them in a drawer or something where you're not seeing them every day, because if you're seeing something that reflects an old version of yourself, it's confusing.
Hmm.
Your clothes should align with how you want to show up and feel. And getting ready becomes so much easier and a more enjoyable process when that's the case.
Hmm. Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Mm.
great. I mean,
Wow.
yeah, what I hear you saying is that, you're digging deeper too to understand them instead of just
Yes.
telling them, don't wear this. This doesn't represent the old you. You're giving them a safe space to let you know exactly why they're hanging on to it. So it's almost like
Yes.
you're a wardrobe therapist too.
Yes.
I hear a lot of therapy.
I went to Greece on a retreat this summer, and it was all therapists. And I was like telling them a little bit about what I do. And they're like, well, you're pretty much a therapist too. I'm
Yeah.
like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to just tell them what to do. I don't want to just say like, "Oh yeah, you need to get rid of this." And some people want that and they expect that, but I'm like, maybe I'm not the best fit for you then, because for
Mhm.
me it's about digging deeper and uncovering things so you make better decisions moving forward.
Yeah. I mean, once again, you're helping them, you're like taking the training wheels off, right? It's like
Yeah.
you're teaching them how to do something. You're there for the beginning phases of it, and then the goal is to let go and let them trust themselves. And then they're sending you pictures saying, Alena, look what you taught me. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, you're so amazing. And, they might come back to you for a refresh at some point. Something changes in their life. And I think that's the beautiful part about this, is letting people know that, yes, something might change in the future, that, you're getting married for the second time, or, something big is happening. You're an empty nester, no kids in the house, and you want to like spice it up for your partner, like
Yes.
they might need a refresh. So they're going to call you, right? So,
Yes. Yeah, because a lot of I have 2 packages the way that I work with people, and one of them is just ongoing, where it's like they're really busy, they have so much going on. We create looks for travel, we create looks for conferences, speaking, work, and anything that's happening in their life. But another package is just called like reset and refine. And in that one, we're really getting clarity on your style.
mhm,
And it's a seasonal package where you're understanding like, okay, I feel better about my decisions moving forward. I think I can handle this on my own. And I love to see that, because it's really a jump start. And again, it's personal development. You're
mhm.
learning more about yourself, your preferences, so you can make better decisions.
Yeah, amazing. I know. Sheena, are
That's
you blown
awesome.
away by the parallels in
Again,
this?
I'm keep saying, I'm like this. These are the exact same like conversations, like reset and refine. I was like, we do that. Like our goal is to get people to that place, right, where they're just, we're here if you need us, but fly,
Yes.
little birdie, you got this.
Exactly.
I'm thinking about this like for my wife. So she's in finance, like corporate setting, right?
Yeah.
I literally, like the other night, she was taking pictures of her clothes, and she's trying to build a like chat agent or whatever to help her with like because she's got decision fatigue. So she doesn't want, in the
Yes.
morning, she doesn't want to think about it. So
Mhm.
she's like, I'm going to make a bot and it's going to tell me what to wear. And I was like, you can do that? Like, that's a, like, I mean, she has to, like, maybe there are. So this is a good question for you. Like, do you notice, are there rules within like the corporate world? Like, let's say, like, again, she's in finance. Are there certain rules that women still have to follow? Quote unquote. She works mostly with men. I don't know. Like, and how do you work around that in terms of like, are there guidelines that women need to follow, or is it really now that we're kind of like they're able to branch out a little?
I
Great.
would say it depends on your work environment completely. Like everybody is
Okay.
so different. And I work with people who work in finance or they work in the legal end of tech, which also in the Bay Area, like the tech industry, it's so weird because you can dress super casual, but people higher up need to look more professional, but not too
Hmm.
professional. So it depends on their situation. But understanding like what do you feel comfortable in and what are you going to feel the most confident in the room. And I think that's a
Hmm.
huge key in getting ready because if you're wearing something even just because you can and
Yep.
you put it on and you walk in and you're like, "Oh, I feel so underdressed." You're not going to feel confident in the
Right.
room. So, I think understanding that first and again, creating those intentions, like how do you want to show up? How do you want to be perceived? It should be a really good guide in what you're doing.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah, I love that. I mean, especially for her working with men, like the times
Yeah.
that you have to kind of, you gotta put on your superhero cape, right? And like whatever
Yeah.
that is your clothes, right? A lot of the time. So
Yeah. So I think
how
for
do
her,
you
I mean,
find that? Oh, sorry.
I was going to
Go ahead.
say for her also like focusing on like nice if she doesn't want a huge wardrobe, it sounds like she doesn't really need that, but focusing on like the fit of the garments and the quality is
Hmm.
going to be huge because she could have a capsule wardrobe with pieces she just mixes and matches, but if she's investing in some higher quality pieces, she's going to feel really good and they're going to have more longevity in her wardrobe moving forward.
Mhm.
Mm. You called it a capsule wardrobe?
Yes. Yeah. So a capsule
What is
wardrobe is
that?
just like some basic pieces and I what it looks like for each person is should be very different, but
Mm.
it's different bottoms, different tops, jackets, shoes, and I would say you want some accessories because that really freshens up your look, but pieces that you can mix and match to make a lot of different looks.
Mhm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. I'm curious too. I honestly had this conversation with two clients last week, and my role within Beyond the Box Nutrition is the fitness side. So I help people, ideally get into strength training, things like that, where your body is changing, right? Sometimes that means weight loss. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah, again, this week, two conversations where clients are like, okay, I'm kind of like, I'm not understanding what's going on. Like, I'm feeling different in my body. I'm seeing more muscles. I'm like, I know I'm changing. The scale weight isn't changing. My clothes are fitting better. I might have to change a size. Like, I'm not, one client was like, I'm no longer a size 0, which is good. I don't like, I had bones sticking out. I don't want that. I'm now like, I'm a stronger version of me. So, kind of, maybe my question here is like two things. Like, when you have people that are going from a smaller size, which in our society is like the more coveted, right? Like we are still very much small is better.
Yes.
But maybe the size 4 or the size 6 is much more healthy for this person.
Mhm.
How do you have a way that you kind of reconcile that with them where it's like just because the size is different doesn't like it doesn't change how you show up in your clothes, right?
Yeah, I think
Good
a
one.
lot of it is all mental and depending on when you grew up and what the standards are when you were
Mhm.
in there's like studies about it, but when you're in your early 20s, late teens, whatever the ideal body type was at that time, people are heavily influenced that going forward. So, I have clients who are like in their 50s, so they were in the 90s they were that age where it's like supermodels like super skinny and
Yeah.
that's their ideal standard when I'm like okay how can we celebrate the body that you have now because like that isn't your body type and that's okay.
Mhm.
And women get very caught up on the number on the tag and there is no
Mhm.
size standardization in fashion, so it can feel very frustrating when you're going from brand to brand, you're wearing different sizes. So when I am holding space for them, I'm always like, we'll just be open to trying it
Mhm.
and try not to pay as much attention to the size as how it fits on you. Because, and
Mhm.
I share personal stories because I've played soccer my whole life and I have like a muscular body type, my thighs and my butt. Okay. I love them though. They're great.
Good.
But when
People
I'm
work hard for that.
shopping, when I'm shopping, I'm looking for things that are going to fit the largest part of my body, and I can always
Mhm.
alter things
Mhm.
after. So for me, I want it to fit my butt. I want pants to fit my thighs. And if they're big in the waist, that's fine. I can take them to a tailor and have them adjust them. And you're going to have an item that fits you a lot better because of that. So in the
Mhm.
process, I'm just kind of talking about shape or
Mhm.
silhouette of garment and what's going to be more flattering on you and make you feel good, and trying to get away from holding on to that number. So a
Mhm.
lot of it is just show and tell, where you're
Yeah.
like, okay, just try it. And a lot of the time they're like, oh my gosh, these look so much better. I'm like, I know.
Yeah. Oh,
But it's a
I
process, and
know.
it's a process, and it's learning. And especially, I have a lot of clients who have had children where your body changes drastically. And I don't think you can compare the body you have now to the body you had before. Like, you were a different person then. So
mhm.
helping them understand that, and it's okay. And if they are in the process of gaining muscle or losing weight, whatever that is, you should be dressing for the body that you have right now, not trying to squeeze into a size that isn't going to fit you and isn't realistic where you are right now.
Yeah, that's
I love
great.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you like de-emphasizing the number. So for you,
Yes.
it's the number, the tag on the garment, right? For us, it's the scale. People get hyper
Yes.
focused on the
Oh,
scale.
yes.
And
I
it
know.
sounds like what you did, like even the language you choose, right? You were talking about silhouettes and you can get it tailored, like letting them know there
Yes.
are other options. Like let's have you feel good in this. Like the textures, get a good piece. Like it's all about them feeling good, and you're really educating them on how to
Yeah, I
shift.
was gonna say it's more of like showing up as the expert and telling them like these are the reasons why something works versus why something doesn't work. And then leaning on me to understand like I'm not telling you this to like just what I don't know the term. All I keep thinking is blow smoke up your ass.
Go for it.
Say it,
But
girl.
Swear
I'm
away,
not just
girl.
telling
Swear
you this
away.
as
Yeah, you got
fluff.
it. Yes.
I'm telling you this based on like the proportions, based on the fabric,
Yes.
based on the fit. Like these are things we need to look for so you feel better about your body and you feel more confident and comfortable in the body you're in now.
Hmm.
Amazing.
I love it.
Yes. Yeah, and I think they probably, I mean, that's one of the things that really resonates with your clients is that you are teaching them, you are sitting beside them, you're helping them with the mindset. The language you're using is really important too, because I think diet culture and just all of the influence from social media, like you said, whatever time you grew up in, has given us this narrative that is not positive about
Yes.
ourselves and our
And
bodies.
women have so much pressure on themselves
Yes.
anyway,
Yes.
with the media, that they think they need to be a certain way. That's why when you said, Gwen, earlier too, of like, oh, you feel like women have so many rules and you don't want them to be boxed in by
Yeah.
that. That's what it's all about to me, is like expressing yourself and feeling confident in whatever size you're in.
Hmm. Yeah. Feeling good wherever you are in your journey, and everyone deserves to feel good, even if you have more weight to lose or you have more
Yeah.
wardrobe pieces to buy. Like you deserve to feel good today when you leave the house or when you're sitting at your desk on a Zoom call, whatever it is, or running errands, right? Like
You
that's
don't
all.
have to wait to feel worthy. I was like journaling on this yesterday, that if you're in the process of losing weight or you're in the process of like changing your body, feeling healthier in your body, like you don't have to wait to feel worthy in your clothes.
Mhm.
Your clothes are something that can support you on that journey.
Ugh, yeah, mic drop, girl.
I,
I mean,
I get,
seriously.
yeah.
That's what it comes down to, right? You're worthy
Hmm.
of
Yeah.
feeling good at any moment in time, no matter what you weigh, no matter what you look like, no matter if you were crying the 5 minutes before. Like, we want
Yeah.
you to have an outfit to like put on and like change your
Yes.
mood, right? Like, that's the goal.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
so,
That just made me think of yeah, with weight loss, like I'll be happy when, right? Like I'll be happy when
Yes.
I'm a size 2, or I'll be happy when I'm 5 pounds lighter. Like be happy now, dress for the body you have now, feel good about yourself now because you're worthy now, right?
Yes, I
Again, our
agree.
parallels are, yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I
Alina,
love it.
do you have a client case that you can tell us about? I mean, I know we have a mutual. I have a friend who I referred to Alina, and my friend had the most incredible experience with Alina. So
Oh,
no surprise, no surprise. But
that's awesome.
she started working at. She's a nurse practitioner at a women's health clinic, and it's for very it's high net worth individuals. So it's a very upscale clinic, and
Mhm.
they opened their practice. So she was, instead of wearing scrubs, right? She was having to, she wanted to update her style, and she had lost a lot of weight on a GLP-1, and
Mhm.
was had very, anyway, Alina, I'm going to pass it over to you and have you tell the story of maybe a couple of anecdotes of how you worked with
Yeah.
Lisa.
I think thank you, Gwen, for referring her. She was
Of course.
amazing. Um, and it was a really fun transitional time in her life. So she did have this new job, which is at this like luxury medical clinic. So nice, where she's like, I can't show up in just what I was wearing. And when I saw her closet, it wasn't just like, oh, her clothes weren't like elevated enough. It was like she had lost I don't know, do you know how
Like 60
much?
plus pounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, like 60 plus pounds. So she had lost a lot of weight and her clothes were just hanging on her body. And she is somebody, she hasn't done much for herself in aspects of like investing in herself. So I know this was a stretch for her and I appreciate her trusting me with this. And I'm like, no, I've got you. We are going to help you like really feel good in your body now. You've put in so much work and effort to get to this place. Like your clothes deserve to feel really good too. And so working with her, you could see she would put on something and she would be like, how is this? I'm like, that's like 5 sizes too big for you. And she's like, I don't think so. I think it's okay. And she's like, I just wear a belt. I'm like, no, no. Like there was some pieces that I pulled aside where I'm like, this is worth getting altered and having it fitted to your own body, which could be like a really nice skirt or jacket or something like that, where I would pull aside pieces that I think a tailor could totally help with. But there
Mhm.
were so many pieces that I'm like, do you want to wear this? What do you like about this still? And really uncovering that, because a lot of it was just like, oh, well, it fit me at the time. And I don't think that feels empowering.
Mhm.
You don't want to just wear something because it fits. You want to wear something because it feels like you. And we were able to uncover more of her personality and her style. And she has like a very fun personality. She will go to concerts, go out after work. And so when working together, I'm like, we're going to find pieces that work for your lifestyle. And it's really important to show versatility in things too, because if you are investing in yourself, you want to get the most out of that investment, and understanding how to wear pieces different ways really helps with that. And also talking to people about investing in certain pieces over others is really important too. So
Mhm.
understanding the why behind things.
Mhm.
Why does it make more sense to pay more for a really nice pair of boots that you know you're going to wear? For me, it's like the comfort. You know you're going to have them for a long time. It's very classic.
Mhm.
And thinking about that rather than being like, oh, well, I work with people's budgets, so I try to help them allocate their funds the best I can.
Yes.
And
Mhm.
so understanding their lifestyle is a big part of that. And for her, some of the things, it's a stretch, and it is stretching yourself to work with a stylist or work with somebody with your fitness or your nutrition. It's something new and outside of your comfort zone. So you're really leaning on someone else here. So for me in the process, I'm like, okay, again, how do you want to feel in your clothes? What do
Mhm.
you want your
Mhm.
clothes to say about you? You're working in this luxury healthcare space. How do you want to show up? And a lot of the time it's, I want to feel very confident. I want to show up as an expert. And so we really made sure to create looks that are going to reflect that. And the process was great because then at the end she's like, okay, well, I put this together. What do you think? I'm like, that looks amazing. But it's
Yeah.
understanding like your body, where you are right now, what pieces are going to feel good on you, and also work with your lifestyle. If you're commuting to San Francisco every day and sitting in the car, you're not going to want to wear something that is going to be really wrinkled by the time that you get there, because then you're going to be hyper focused on like, oh, I have all the whiskering around my crotch and everybody's staring at it.
We don't want that.
No.
No. That does not scream confidence.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's also like talking about the fabrication of things, like understanding like what feels good on your body and just being open to try it. And I have to say she was amazing just because she was so open to listening, to learning, and to trying and experimenting. And that's all I could ask for in a client.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
sure you both understand.
Yeah.
100%. 100%. Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I'm curious.
Um,
Do you hear any resistance at all? Like, what was the resistance? Like, she sounds like a dream client.
Yeah.
What were some of the sticking points that you had to work through? Because we do that too with food and fitness.
Mhm.
And was there anything where she really wanted to hang on to something and you had to work through that and get a little deeper? And can you give us an
Yes.
example?
I would say certain clothing items where I'm like, this is way too big for you. But she'll be like, oh, well, I think I could still wear it. And I'm like, but do you want to? And I think
mhm,
that's where it comes down to like the longer term packages, because people start to trust you. And for
Mhm.
instance, I've had clients who were also, I think she's also on a GLP-1, where at first she was like, I don't know, because maybe we didn't have anything yet to fill that hole. So she didn't feel comfortable just getting rid of things
Mhm.
without already having a replacement in mind. But after we've worked together for probably a year and a half, my other client. And she's like, oh my gosh, seeing these things that I held on to, she's like, I never reached for them.
Oh,
mhm.
Like,
amazing.
because they're just an old version of you. And even
Yeah.
it's not just like the size of it, it's just how the garment looks, where like you're stepping into this whole new version, like you're becoming a lot more public, and your style has really evolved since then. So looking back at those pieces when we went through again, she's like, oh, I don't need any of these things. And I'm like, yes, but I mean, yes, I could say I told you so, but I would never do that. But at the same time, I'm like, you weren't in the place to feel comfortable at that point. So that's
Yes.
why I do like working with people for longer, because it's like over time you start to understand your style more, to see
Yeah.
that like, oh yeah, these pieces are very misaligned, and you're not going to reach for them when you have clothing items, when you have shoes, accessories that feel so much better to you.
Mhm.
But it is a process, and I think it's that learning and the trust that's built up over time.
Mhm.
100% parallel. I heard those clothing, like those pieces that you're hanging on to, like they're a safety net, right? Like
Yes.
it's like, what if the weight comes back and I need the thing
Yes.
that I know like fits me, right? But yeah, it's like, but you can also let go of that version of you, right? It's just
Yes.
it's a yeah, a placeholder for that version that you're scared. You're not 100% sure if this new version of you is going to stick, right? And all that
Yes.
takes is just time and patience. And yes, okay, I know that this is actually me, and I'm okay with it. And then you could let go of that old version. It's so funny how like I'm going to keep coming at the parallels. I mean,
No,
oh
but it
boy.
is so true. It's like, yeah, you're changing, and the effort that you're putting into yourself has also changed.
Yeah.
So you
Hmm.
don't want to
You
reach for
changed.
those things. Yeah, you've
Yeah.
changed completely.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, I never force people to get rid of things, but I'm always like, let's just put this in a box in your closet, and then you can come back to it later. And I promise you, like, you probably won't want to, but
Hmm.
let's just do
Yeah.
that so you feel comfortable right now, not feeling like you need to get rid of it. But I just
Right.
don't want it to be clogging your everyday like mental capacity, like you were saying about your wife, like looking in her closet. If she has pieces that don't work for her, like she should just remove those now, because that's causing more
Hmm.
decision fatigue in the morning.
Mhm.
And so many clients are experiencing that, where they're like, they have a, everybody says it, like a closet full of clothes and nothing to wear. It's because you don't
Hmm.
have the right pieces, or you haven't taken out the wrong pieces. I think
There you
that's a
go.
huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
differentiation.
Yeah. Or like it, like you said, it's like it's an investment in yourself. Like I think sometimes people are just scared to make that investment, and not even
Yeah.
like financially, but like, okay, like I'm in a clear space and I need to fill this with new clothes that are probably scary for me, right? Like I don't
Yes.
know what I, or I just, it's just the fear of the unknown. Like I don't know what I want, or what I'm supposed to want, or anything. And it truly is, it's a leap of faith and an investment in like a new identity, truly. So
Yes.
yeah, you do such cool work. I love that. That's awesome.
I
Thank you.
know.
So
And
do
I love
you.
your client said, what was that? I missed that.
I said, so do you.
Oh, yes. Like the cool thing is, like, I'm sure you succeeded when a client says to you, "Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I wanted to hang on to that."
Yes.
And it's like you're like, "Yes, I like my work is done here." Like they get it.
Hmm.
Like what are other signs of success where you know that you've helped a client in the best possible way, that you know that you've made an impact and that they're going to live a better life because of the work you've done with them?
Oh, I love that. I feel that all the time, to be honest. But
Well,
when they look in the mirror and you can see like their best self reflected back to them is like, oh, it's the best feeling. I love that. Also,
Priceless.
recently I was at an event for a client and her husband came up to me and he told me, he was like, I just think you've done such a great job with her where you've brought out how she is inside on the outside.
oh,
Oh,
oh
I know.
my.
what a
That's
Nice.
beautiful, that is awesome.
yeah,
Yes,
Oh,
that's
so
it
it's like
right
the
there.
person who like loves you so much sees
mm-hmm,
such an impact that
mm-hmm.
that almost feels like special, more special than the client just seeing themselves,
Totally.
because the fact that he's like, I did bring out so much of her personality and her style, and you
Mhm.
can see how
Yeah.
that's like changed her outer world completely.
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Probably not only for him, but he sees it as like everybody else gets to like experience her the way he
Yes, that's how
experiences
he
her,
was saying
right?
it too, where he's like,
Yeah.
it's so cool. We were at her show and it was just the way that she connects with people is different now.
mm,
You know, it's not like she's hiding. It's like she's showing up fully as herself, present in the moment, excited. And you can see that she's like attracting people to her because of that.
yeah. Oh, that's
That's so
beautiful.
cool.
Amazing.
Do
Amazing.
you I'm thinking back to, I'm like, I could have used you when I was like 12 or 13 or 14. Like, do you work with young girls? Like, I mean, I don't know what it's like to be a young girl these days, but like, I have a daughter. I mean, she's only 3, but I'm like, I don't know. I want to be able
Get
to
her a stylist.
yeah, but like, it's more about like exactly what you're doing is give her the freedom to discover who she is, right? Through
Yeah.
her clothing, if that's something that she
Yeah.
like, that gives her confidence. And like, I mean, I think maybe now after talking with you, I have this much more of a skill to be able to do that. I know you primarily probably work with women in the professional sense, but do you see a need for that, like for young females?
I hear it all the time from parents because they
Mhm.
think that their kids are not dressing appropriately.
Okay.
They're like, can you help my daughter? Some of the things she's wearing is just like not good.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that's part of this whole experimentation phase.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
looking back at photos of
Sure.
me when I was like a teen or like middle school, I'm like, oh, those are the awkward years. I think it's kind of good to go through it.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
But
It's
I
opportunity.
don't,
Got it.
yeah, I don't personally work with like teens or
Mhm.
children. I am open to doing speeches for them or like workshops
Nice.
because I do feel like it's part of your development. And I do think it's different though at that age because you really just want to do what everybody else is
Yeah.
doing.
Right.
Like as you get
Right.
older, you start to feel more confident in yourself to make decisions and being like, okay, I don't need to look like everybody else. I want to feel and look like myself. But I do
Yeah.
think it's a really hard time in general because you're
Mm,
always like, what is everybody else doing? And with social
yeah.
media now, there's like this pressure for the
Yeah.
sameness. Um, but we'll see
Yeah.
because actually later on today I have a one-on-one with a woman who's a founder of a nonprofit and she helps younger girls. And she was like, would you be
Oh.
open to
Oh.
giving a talk to them? I'm like, of course.
That's
So
awesome.
we'll
Yeah,
see how it
that's
goes.
probably a good way to start. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think the 5-year-olds need your guidance just
Or
yet,
the
but
3-year-olds.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think just allowing them to try things is huge.
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
I see photos of myself when I was little and I just crack up because I'm like, I would be in like my aunt's old club wear. Like I would wear all of these sequins and I would wear like a chartreuse raincoat. And it's so funny because that's so reflected in my current personal style. I'm like, oh, I love
Hmm.
flashy things. I love color. But
Mhm.
it's just allowing yourself time to play. And I think as adults, we really
Yeah.
lose that
Yeah.
part of us.
Hmm.
So I would say just nourishing that in your child is huge for their growth and development and evolution.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
love it. My
evolution.
daughter will go from wearing hockey jerseys to wearing like with a tutu, and I'm like,
I love
perfect.
that.
I love it. You go, girl. Like, and
Yeah,
it's
just
fun.
let her play.
Yeah, yeah. I could probably learn a thing or two from her.
Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
no, I think
Yeah.
it is like little kids, especially, they're so open to colors and to textures. And
Hmm.
as we get older, a lot of the time you feel like you need to look more appropriate and you lose a lot of that like uniqueness in your style. And so for
Yeah.
me, when I'm working with people, I'm always trying to bring that out and figure out what it is. And it doesn't have to take you from like 0 to 100, but it's like, how can we implement parts of your personality and your style so you feel really good? And also
Mhm.
you let everybody in on who you are.
Yeah,
Mm.
I love that.
That's
It's like,
beautiful.
yeah, you can still be authentic. It's back to that personalization,
Yeah.
right? And same goes for food, right? If you
Oh
don't
yeah.
like salmon, I'm not going to tell a client to eat salmon because they threw up the last time they ate it and they never
Oh
want to
my
eat it
God.
again. They can get protein other ways, right? Like,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
yeah.
Well, and I think I had told Gwen before I was vegan for a year. And even in that process, I'm like, what made it more exciting to me in my food was adding in those colors and textures. And it's the same thing for
Hmm.
personal style. Like, how can you make it feel special? And it doesn't have to be a huge shift. So even for like your food, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna bake kale and add this like crunchy
Hmm.
ruffly greens to my food and add these different colors where it's like it's better for you and it's more exciting for you. And so I think
Yeah.
that's kind of the process too, where you're like, how do you make yourself feel better without making a huge change? It can be something small
Yes.
that has impact over time.
Yeah, small steps, and
Awesome.
getting excited about it. Like you talking about
Yes.
the colors and the
Yes.
textures, and like this should be fun. It shouldn't be like building your new identity with your clothes and your brand and feeling good and
Mhm.
confident and empowered. Same thing with, health and fitness and food. It's like it's not supposed to be miserable, like just have chicken breast,
Yes.
broccoli, and white rice every day and you're like hating going in your kitchen. It's like, no, let's find a way that it fits your lifestyle, that you enjoy it. And
Yes.
life is better in all ways because you've done this. So,
I
you know,
agree. And it's just like part of the playing process and trying new things and just
yeah,
being open-minded. I think that's a huge part of it too.
yeah. So being open-minded, willing to try things. So what
Mhm.
that leads me to this question, which is, what do you think people need to unlearn? Like what maybe one to two things
Oh,
that
wow.
you feel like need to die, like assumptions or that people think about fashion, like and they come to you and you hear these common themes and you're like, "Oh, I wish people would stop thinking this." I think you
Okay.
alluded to the size thing is one. What's something
Yeah.
else that you see as a theme that you wish people would just like kind of let go of or unlearn?
The size thing is huge just because it's so built up over time. It's not just like something they've just decided upon. I would also say being open to color is
Mm,
massive for me. I love color and I love helping people explore that. But a lot of women think that if they just wear black, they'll look thin. And I feel like that's always people like that's so many clients' goals where they're just like, I'm
mm,
going to wear black and I'm going to look thin and chic. Where I'm like, yeah, but you're not expressing anything about who you are. That's not necessarily making you look thin either. It's just this rule or like you've heard it's not
mhm,
something that is even factual, like depending on the fit of your clothes that's going to really change how you look in your
right.
clothes, the silhouettes too, but I would say that one's huge. Also there's just so many trends that the
Mhm.
fashion industry is always making people try to buy new stuff. And
Right.
I would say I'm a little bit different as a stylist in that way because I really want you to shop with intention. I don't want you to just buy to buy. I'm not just
Mm.
like frivolously shopping with you and like, yes, you need this, you need this. It's like, no, we're trying to fill holes in your wardrobe and to get the most out of those pieces.
Mhm.
So for me, the fact that the fashion industry is always like, oh yeah, this is what's trending for spring, or all of my friends are wearing this. I'm like, who cares? If you're investing in pieces that feel like you and it's a really classic or unique silhouette that you know you're going to wear, then that makes more sense to invest in.
Right.
Like for
Yeah.
myself, I'm like, okay, I have pieces that I'm like, this is a little bit outside of my comfort zone to buy it, but I'm going to buy it because I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of it and it feels really special. Like I got this vintage pink metallic leather Versace blazer. Okay?
Ooh.
A statement. Everybody needs it. But I'm like, I am going to get a lot of use out of this for a long time because, first of all, I love jackets because even if your weight fluctuates a lot, it doesn't necessarily change as much in
Oh,
outerwear.
good point. Yeah.
So I think that's always like a good place to invest more in jackets and shoes and accessories.
Mhm.
But something like that where I'm like, it just feels like the best version of you when you put it on rather than, oh, I need a floral blazer because everybody's wearing floral blazers right now.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
I like it. So back to just like being yourself, personalizing it, showing up when you feel confident. Like you were smiling so
Yeah.
big when you talked about that vintage pink Versace blazer.
Mhm,
It's so
mhm,
I
good.
can't wait to see it. Have I seen it before? I need to see it.
Probably, but it was so funny because I bought it when my fiance and I were on vacation, and then we were in Santa Barbara, and I was like, "Oh, I don't have a jacket," and we were on the beach, and he was like, "Well, good thing you brought that leather jacket." I was like, "I'm not wearing that on the beach." But
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, this
That's
has been
awesome.
amazing. I want to ask you one last question. If
yeah,
if and I know this is kind of hard to whittle down into one thing, but if people are feeling stuck with their style right now, what's one thing that they can do to like feel better about themselves related to the clothes they're wearing? Like let's say they're going to Nordstrom later today, like I will be.
okay. I would
Gwen's
say
going
start with
shopping.
what you have first.
Mhm.
So for me, it's not just adding things,
Mhm.
it's going into your closet and understanding like what pieces do you really like. An
Mhm.
activity that I have clients do is I have them pull three pieces, which are
Mhm.
like their favorite pieces and they love to wear. And then I have them pull three pieces of the
Mm.
items that they wear the most out of the wardrobe. And a lot of the time, there's a huge disconnect where they're
Oh,
like, I
interesting.
wore this dress once and I felt so good in it, but then I'm just resorting to wearing like leggings every day. So I'm
Yeah.
like, where is this disconnect? And like, what do you like about those things? So maybe you really like your leggings just because they're comfortable.
Okay.
So instead of wearing leggings, how can you elevate it but still keeping the comfort? A wide leg trouser is a great option to do that because they feel like you're wearing sweatpants, but they look really good.
Yeah.
So understanding like why the pieces you love to wear are there. And then also, what do you like from the pieces that you love the most? And
Okay.
trying to like bridge that gap. I think that's really helpful.
Great.
And if you have a hard time of figuring out what you like with your style, I would say start saving visuals of other things. And it could be on other people. And again, disregard like the person
Mhm.
in the
Yeah.
photo or the entire look. Even if you start liking parts of it, just to give yourself a visual of things that you can add to your wardrobe or to see if you have anything similar already in your closet.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Like a self audit, like what's
Yes.
the discrepancy or the gap between what you wear the most, what you like the most, and then
Yeah.
maybe getting some inspiration with pictures. And I like how you said, don't look at the person, or if you just want to pick elements of it, and then you're kind of starting to create your own style. And then if they get
Yeah.
stuck from that point, that's when they contact you. So, how do people get in touch with you, Alena? How do they follow you? tell us.
Yes. So I
People can,
do want to say really quick that I
yeah.
do have this like journal that helps you understand your personal style. So
Ooh,
that is on my
Cool.
website. You can purchase that. I believe it's $35. But it's just really good because again, it's the audit and it's you
oh,
just taking the time to like sit with your own thoughts and figure things out rather than someone telling you what to do.
ooh,
So I think it's a really
Like
good
it.
reflection of your style. And then you kind of figure out like what your core beliefs are in your style and understand that moving forward, which is
I love
really
it.
beneficial. And then to follow me,
Yes.
I am very active on Instagram. My Instagram is LeBlanc underscore label. My business is called LeBlanc Label. You can find me on my website at leblanclabel.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, Alena LeBlanc. And I think that's all the places I am right now. You can find me in real life. I do a lot of networking.
In real life, yes. And we have a networking meeting tomorrow that I
Oh, yeah.
know she's going to
An
be
open
dressed well.
house.
So I'll take a picture and put it on Instagram tomorrow so everyone can see full body what Alena looks like on a daily basis. Very
Yes. But I
Awesome.
do offer a 30-minute style discovery call where we really understand like what's been holding you back with your style, what are the next moves going forward, and just get a better understanding of where you're at too.
Mhm.
Very
Fantastic.
cool.
Thank you,
Love
Alena,
it.
for
Thank you
Of
so
course.
much.
Thank
today. We're
you.
so
This was so
excited.
fun.
It was so exciting to finally do this.
I
We've been
know.
talking about it for
Awesome.
a while. So, anything else you want to share before we end
I mean,
today?
I think we covered a lot.
We did. And thank you for that. It brought tears to my eyes.
No.
That's always a good sign when you're feeling it, right? When that husband
Yes.
comments about his wife and think about how
Yeah.
amazing she's feeling, which is
And I
what
will say,
I
before
do.
I had met her sister beforehand at another event, and her sister said the same thing to me. And I was
Oh,
like, those are the people
That's
closest
awesome.
to you that feels the best.
Yeah.
amazing. You're doing great work.
Very
Thank
cool.
you for doing what
Thank
you
you.
do.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks for being here today. Thanks,
Of
guys.
course.